Alright, guys. We are live. Let's go. Let's go. The yawning's still a problem, apparently. That's fun. Alright. So we're in the hall today. We're watching YouTube, obviously. Yeah, welcome, welcome. How you doing? How's things? How's life? Tell me all about it. How are you doing today, Steph? Could be better. I'm sorry to hear that. That's never a good thing. What's going on? You can tell me here, or you can message me on the usual platform. It's up to you. We are in the hall today. I need to grab my charger. One moment. It's just on the floor. What are you up to right now, Steph? Okay, not a problem, Steph. I need some Mrs. Biffle chips with me. One moment, guys. There we go. It's very rare that I'm uncomfortable though, Steph, just so you know. If I talk about it privately, don't get me wrong, I understand. But very few people have managed to make me uncomfortable. What have you been up to today? You're off work, aren't you? Mrs. Biffle Chips, welcome, welcome. Did you like the meme? How are you doing today, Mrs. Biffle Chips? Uh, do I want to go grab lemon sours? I really can't be bothered. I really can't be bothered. I'm not too bad today. Pain is okay. I slept pretty well. I'm not feeling anxious. I can't really complain, you know? Like, I'm not, like, perfect, you know? But, like, the main thing is that cheese sandwich yogurt. Nice there. Nice. The main issue that I have are not bothering me too much there. I'm in a little bit of pain, but I'm always in some amount of pain, but, like, it's completely manageable. I've not even taken painkillers today, which I have taken painkillers every day for the last, like, 2 weeks. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with today so far. I had some leftover spaghetti just before stream. It was great, as always. From my 2 a.m. spaghetti. That was the last time I ate. But yeah, things are going pretty okay. What about you? How's your day going? I know you said you're doing okay, but how's the day? How's work? I'm excited for tomorrow, guys. Voting day. Get fucked, Tories. I really don't like the Conservatives, guys. Oh, guys. It's nice to be in a good mood for once. You know? I've not played much RuneScape today, though. I really need to learn more about Canadian politics. Unsurprisingly, I know a fair amount of European politics, British politics, and American politics, because America is basically the center of the world politically, like geopolitically, not literally. But Canada is like not often reported on. It seems. I know, like it's Justin Trudeau still your prime minister, Mr. Faithful Chips. I think he is. Yeah, he is. See, the thing is, I know Justin Trudeau's your prime minister, but I don't know what party he is. I don't know what his policies are. I don't know who the opposition is. Where I mean, America's very easy to understand politics. It's like to be conservatives win the next general election. Have fun. So he's not conservative then. There we go. But like, America's really easy, because like if Dems are in power, the GOP is the opposition, and if the GOP is in power, the Dems is the opposition. American politics. Have you ever noticed that when it comes to the United States of America, everything is like overly simplified? You know, a bit more left than US them. So kind of like the how the British Labour Party is now. I don't know how much approximately. Okay. Like the current Labour Party has gone so centrist, it's unreal. Well, I've just eaten. I need to take my multivitamin. For those of you who take multivitamins, do remember that taking them with food is significantly better. And for those of you who don't take multivitamins, take a multivitamin. Yeah, they are. They are. They're being very non-specific. The thing with Labour is they're guaranteed a win, right? So their only job is to say nothing that upsets anyone, right? Their only job right now is to do nothing that upsets anyone. And as long as they do that, they are guaranteed a decent majority. So instead of like laying out good policies and laying out, true Labour socialist policies, they're just like, we're just gonna say, we're gonna chill, we're gonna waffle away and try and our best not to do anything quote unquote wrong, and then they win. So they're not doing anything right either, you know. They're just their only job is to not upset anyone. They're not trying to inspire anyone. They're not trying to like get anyone to feel, oh my god, I can't wait to vote Labour. The only thing that the entirety of the British population is feeling right now is I can't wait to not vote Conservative. Right? I when I talk to people from Britain, none of them are like, I cannot wait for a Labour government. The response is always, I can't wait for the Tories to be gone. So it's such an easy win for Labour. They're like, we're just not going to say anything remotely controversial. We're not going to say anything remotely crazy. We're not going to say anything remotely socialist. We're not going to say anything, remotely at the core Labour. So they become they are this very centrist party at the moment, and the reason is they don't want to skirt. They got so many people who voted Conservative in the last general election who are going to vote Labour now just because they want the Tories out. And if they start saying a bunch of socialist things, if they start saying we're going to raise taxes to make the NHS better or anything like that, all of those people who vote Conservatives are going to be like, I don't like higher taxes, which is why I vote Conservative. So maybe I shouldn't vote Labour. They would vote probably Reform, and that's Labour's biggest worry. They've got to see that they know that they are better than the Tories in the average person's mind, but Reform don't have any track record. Right? Reform has never been in power. They've never even stood at a general election before. So the Reform, and I mean, Reformers managed to fuck themselves by being ridiculously racist, and Reform's polls have like dropped like a stone. But Labour's concern through most of this campaign, it's only been 6 weeks, mind you, has just been not to sound so bad that people think we should vote for. That's been Labour's policy, from what I can tell. Yeah, I agree. But Labour's policy just been, let's not upset the Conservative voters who will vote for us so they don't vote Reform. And the problem with that is it's just very uninspiring, right? The problem with that is Labour's not said anything that makes me go, I cannot wait to vote Labour. Like, I don't vote Labour anyway. I'm not a Labour voter. I've never voted Labour. I don't vote Tory either, actually. I'm a Green Party voter. I said it quite frequently. But I imagine there's a lot of people, on the left who are like, the Tories are not looking great. And that's why I think Liberal Democrats are going to do the best they've done in quite a while. It's why I think the Green Party is going to do not well, because the Green Party has never done well in the UK general election. They've had like one or two MPs for a while now. But I think the Green Party is going to get a bigger share of the votes. I don't think they'll get more seats, if that makes sense, because first past the post is fucked. I don't. Do you use first past the post in Canada? I believe I've asked you this before, but I don't remember. And then America's got the Electoral College, so that's. And they're not socially progressive at all. Why does that not surprise me? Do you use first past the post voting in Canada? I don't think you're a PR. Yeah, first past the post. The problem with first past the post is that it like leads itself to having two large parties. And the problem with that is both large parties know that if they instigate proportional representation, they will never have a major majority again. Right? Because neither of the two main parties are particularly inspiring. We just vote for them because if you vote for anybody else, it's wasting vote. So we vote. Most people. I mean, I don't. I don't mind wasting my vote. I vote for what I believe. But most people are like, you gotta vote Conservative or Labour. Them are your options. It's a bit sad. I don't know if it's similar in Canada when it comes to conservatism. Yeah, we have more than two parties, but only the Liberals and Conservatives have ever got it. Exactly right. Like, it's not a two-party system in the same way America is, because America is ridiculously two-party, but it is functionally a two-party system. Like the SNP get a lot of Scottish seats. The Welsh Party often doesn't do very well in Wales, to be honest. But for the most part, you can guarantee with a massive amount of certainty that the government is going to be Labour or Conservative. Often. I don't think we've ever had an opposition of a party that isn't one of the big two, to be honest. I find it hilarious that the Tories passed a law called the Fixed Term Parliament Act, and since they passed that law, no parliament has made it the full fixed term before collapsing and beating the GA. And I mean, the Tories always won to some degree or another, but they have never managed to make the whole term. Even this general election is 7 months early, so this is still not a full term parliament either. And I just think that's hilarious. And the reason that they made that law was because they was like, there's too much political upheaval, and you know, Parliament should be for fixed terms. And before that, we never had this issue. Before the Tories, we like been in power 14 years. Like most governments lasted their term. It was rare that they didn't. In fact, most governments lasted multiple terms. And I mean, this government, not this government, but the Tory government has lasted longer than one term. They've lasted 14 years. But, we've had like 4 general elections in that time, not a 5. And they're meant to last 5 years per term, so we should have had 3. So, yeah. And we've had 6 prime ministers in 14 years. So that's a thing. Alright, so we are in the hole. I'm just checking all my levels. Our lowest occurred is 82. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. It's weird being in a good mood, I'm not gonna lie. I'm too cold with the fan on me, but I'm too warm with it not. This is really frustrating. I get this a lot in the summer, because our summers are not. Apart from when we had like a heat wave that lasted like 9 days last week, our summers are not particularly warm, but they're like, because of humidity, you feel, I don't know, grungy. I don't know how to describe it, but you know what I mean. When it's humid and it's not super warm, but it's warm enough that you're sweating. but the humidity is like 60 or 65%. You know, so that sweat sticks to you because of the humidity, and you just feel unpleasant because of it. So it's not that warm. It's 26 degrees. So it's not super warm, you know. It's a pretty comfortable temperature, but because of the humidity, it just feels, as you say, sticky, or as I say, grungy. Which, I mean, when you live on an island, it's obviously going to be uh, quite humid, you know. I always find it funny when people say like, "Oh, I don't know how people live in like Saudi Arabia or India," and I'm like, the vast majority of the time, its humidity is so low that it's not that bad. I still wouldn't want to live there personally. You know, like 40, 50 degrees Celsius does not sound fun to me. But when you got humidity of like below 10%, a lot of that time it's pretty, your sweat evaporates really quickly and keeps you quite cool. Which, I mean, makes sense. Humans evolved in Africa, and that's a relatively dry place. But yeah, I get what you mean. For me, it's my clothes that bother me when it's humid. I can feel that they're damp, you know? But we're doing okay. Steph, are you still around? Or did you leave when you messaged me? Especially if they're polyester. Yeah, exactly. And because I buy cheap clothes, they're usually polyester or nylon. Although nylon's becoming much more rare. What are you up to, Steph? What are you doing? Nice, nice. And it's happy hour. I want to at least do this next hour. So my tablet updated a couple of days ago, and now when I get a notification from a specific app, it locks and I have to enter my PIN again. I usually only get a notification from the app like once a day, so it's not the end of the world, but it's really annoying. So I hope they roll out a fix for it or something. I don't know why, but I get a notification from this app and it locks. It's only one app. It's not every notification because I get notifications a lot. It's always the same. I'm still here, but give me a minute, guys. But yeah, always the same app every time. The app requires secondary authentication, so I am curious if it's like somehow it thinks that the app is being opened or something. I don't know. I'm just putting on my tend machine because although I'm not in pain, I'm aching a little. And usually the tend machine is very good at dealing with that sensation. It's not pain. Have you ever been to the gym? You know that feeling you get the day after? It feels kind of like that. It's not pain per se. It's just this like deep fatigue feeling. It's it's more uncomfortable than anything else. It's like obviously if you've ever exercised, which most people have, you know the feeling. It's just an achy. That's for Mrs. Bibble Chips. That's for. Is it your mushroom stir fried stuff that you were rewarming from yesterday? Yes, it is. Well, I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy it. I do love mushrooms. I can't remember if Mrs. Biff Chips doesn't like mushrooms. You don't. I see. I thought you didn't, but I couldn't remember for sure. I knew there was something with you and mushrooms. But I was like, does she really not like them, or does she really like them? I don't remember. I don't remember. Damn brain. I knew there was something with you and mushrooms, though. So, not completely misremembering, just mostly misremembering. My favorite mushrooms are shiitake mushrooms. And I got a feeling you really don't like shiitake mushrooms. Never conscious of them. Ah, okay, okay. They have the weirdest texture of all mushrooms, in my opinion. I like them, but I know a lot of people don't. The texture kind of reminds me of cuttlefish, which is similar to squid. You're not a fan of mushrooms either. Exception. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? How's things? How's life? Tell me all about it. It's always nice to see you in chat, my friend. You're okay with squid texture as long as it's not done rubbery. Makes sense, makes sense. Yeah, that's the closest thing I can think. It's kind of like when you chew it, it gives resistance and then suddenly isn't resistant anymore, and that reminds me a lot of when I've eaten cuttlefish. I've never eaten. I've only ever eaten squid once, so I'm not super versed in squid. But from my memory, they are very similar. I'm a bit sick looking forward to tomorrow because you're smoking bridge. Let's go! Sounds fun. I don't eat meat, but I can appreciate, cooking of all kinds. I even cook meat sometimes because, funnily enough, not everybody I know is a vegetarian. I hate when people, like, you see it more in vegans and vegetarians, but vegans will be like, well, if I'm cooking for you, you're not having meat. And I'm like, what? If somebody is eating a meal that I'm cooking for myself and they happen to be there, it's usually a vegetarian meal. But if I'm specifically planning for somebody to come over and eat, if they, like if I'm making curry, I'll do like some chicken on the side and mix it into the curry and things like that. Because I don't believe in imposing my ethical and whatever else on other people. I don't think that's fair. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? I don't even know anymore. Like, when Steph eventually comes over, when I've got everything sorted, I'll be making a vegetarian meal because Steph barely eats meat anyway. But like, if I cook for my mum, quite often I'm cooking her meat, it doesn't bother me. Exactly, right? Usually I'll ask, like, what do you want to eat? And quite often, because I make pizzas from scratch, people want to eat pizza with me because fresh pizza is amazing. And I'll buy meat toppings of some kind, usually like pepperoni or um like chili beef or whatever, for them, and I'll just not have it on my pizza. But it's just I don't know. I agree with you. It seems hypocritical, not just hypocritical, but like What's the word I'm looking for? It just seems like a dick move. I can't think of the word I was going to say. Disrespectful. It just seems disrespectful, right? Of other people's opinions. I can understand if you're like, I don't even know where I was going with that. I can understand if you're a really hard and fast vegan that you may not want to. But you see some of them is like, you not can't even bring meat into my house or whatever. I'm like, I can appreciate you not wanting to spend your money on what you believe is an unethical practice. I can understand. But if they buy the meat themselves and bring it, like you, all you're doing is cooking meat that's already been bought. You know, if you don't cook it, it's still going to get cooked and eaten. The animal is already dead. Like you can't change by not cooking it, in my opinion. Like the world isn't magic. You know, it does make sense in if you don't eat meat, then the supermarket is ordering one less person's worth of meat because they do massive amounts of data collection to know exactly how much to buy. So it's like 10% of the population in an area is vegetarian. The supermarket buy 10% less meat on average. So that makes sense. But once it's already bought, you know, once it's already been purchased, like there's nothing you can do to change where that meat has come from and that it exists and has been purchased. So like just chill the fuck out. You know, like I've got I don't know how to explain. So I've got a friend with a weird lifestyle, and the only times they buy meat is when it's reduced. And their argument is that if that meat isn't bought, that it'll be thrown away, and that's an even bigger waste. So like they a vegetarian or even vegan diet a lot of the time, but if they're at the supermarket and meat, you know, they always shop late and meat's in the reduced to clear section because it's past sell by date. Then he'll buy it, and I think that's a really interesting way of doing it. Not for me personally, I just don't want to eat meat because of health reasons all the time. Um, but I think that's a really interesting ethical conversation, right? Because on the one hand, it's like, yeah, you're not, you know, like that meat will be thrown away on the other hand, but on the other hand, you still eat meat. Phone, what do you want? I don't know. If that makes him feel happy within himself, I'm not going to judge it. My free credit report is waiting. I know. I'm aware. Sorry about that, guys. My phone will just give me like five notifications. I'm like, has something happened? But no, it's just the stars align for notifications. You like pizza, Steph? We could make pizza when you come over. Although you have to do the cleaning, it's only for. Do I even have a roll in this house? I must have. Yes, I have. I don't know where it is, but I've got. Only because making pizzas from scratch is messy. I can see that, although if that's the only thing keeping someone from going vegan to have vegetarian, it sort of makes less sense because you'd have to sacrifice that meat you were going to eat at some point. Exactly, right? That's why I just think it's such an interesting mindset. I've never heard of anybody else thinking that way. Not gonna lie. It kind of makes sense. I wouldn't do it. You know, I don't eat meat. I'm not an ethical vegetarian. I don't eat meat because I can't digest collagen. So I still eat cheese and I can eat fish, but I just don't like fish, so I don't eat fish. So I've got a friend, Rick, who only buys meat from the reduced sections of supermarket, and his ethical argument is that meat would be thrown away if he didn't buy it. So if there's no reduced meat, he doesn't eat meat. And like I said, his complete ethical argument is that meat would be thrown away, which is even worse than eating, meat is wasting meat after an animal's died for it. And I'm like, that's such a weird ethical argument. And it, you know, I'm supportive of whatever anybody wants to do. You want to eat meat, eat meat. You don't want to eat meat, don't eat meat. If you want to eat reduced meat only, eat reduced meat only. I don't care. And I hate people who try to police other people's lives and lifestyles. I don't care if you're policing diet, religion, you know, whatever. Just don't police other people's shit. If somebody wants to eat meat, let them eat meat. Somebody's gay, let them be gay. Somebody's Muslim, let them be Muslim. Like whatever. I guess if they don't die, it's like get serious health problems like much. Well, yeah, the way it works in the UK is reduced. So our best before date, which is on all fresh products, like 2 or 3 days. I can't remember the exact thing before the date where it may have. So uh, if you go and buy a chicken breast, for instance, that has a best before date of today, the third, and you ate it on the fourth or fifth, you would 100% be safe. They just have recommendations like make sure it's cooked thoroughly and things, but those recommendations stand for any product realistically. I'm getting so many notifications today. I'm trying to work out, doing maths in my head. 29 by 19 centimeters. Can I do Pythagoras in my head? I don't think so. Uh, that isn't exactly true, Steph. So there are certain meats that need to be cooked thoroughly. So meats like pork and chicken, white meats need to be cooked 100% because there is a salmonella risk. But meats like lamb, mutton, and beef can not be cooked thoroughly. Doesn't apply for beef. It also doesn't apply for sheep, i.e., mutton and lamb, and it doesn't apply. I think that's it. Yeah, like you can eat pink lamb and it's fine. It's mostly I'm gonna very quickly pull up a Pythagoras calculator because I cannot do Pythagoras in my health, guys. Pythagoras A is 19 centimeters. B is 9 centimeters. 34 centimeters in inches. Sorry, I'm just looking something. Maximum consistency centimeter of beef, also known as well. Very true. 13 inch. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I was looking out for a friend. But yeah, lots of people consider well cooked steak to be a bad option for intake. When I did eat meat, I ate my steak what we call bleu, which is basically raw. You know, you can, and then there is a what's the dish called where it's just minced or finely cooked beef and onion, and it's raw. And what's it called? I've never had it. It's like food. Steak tartare. Thank you, thank you. Mrs. Biffle Chips and I was having the same thought. She just knew the word. Get out of my head. I'm looking for something. Just didn't know the English name. I never had it myself when I ate meat, but I always wanted to try it. I did always want to try it because I ate my steaks basically like that. I went to a fancy steakhouse once, and the steak came raw with a heated piece of granite that you just warmed the steak on and then ate it, and that was like the best steak I ever had in my life. I'm not even going to watch that. I'm going to read this headline to you. I'm going to read this headline. I'm just a gay voting Reform UK, which is hilarious because it rhymes. But like the leader of Reform UK is very homophobic, so yeah, I would have personally. Salmon tartar sounds pretty okay. See, so when I eat fish, the only fish I tend to eat is salmon, and that's in sushi. So I imagine salmon tartar would be something I would enjoy. Maybe I'm probably never going to eat it, but good to know it's an option. I bought the cat some salmon the other day, some smoked salmon. They loved it. It was in the reduced section for like 99p, and I was like, I've got to get this for the cat. He very much did, Reddy very much did. Lincoln was not a fan though. The dog was like, what the hell is this? Like, all things. And then try and find something to watch. I don't know, guys. I'm being offered a lot of things I, I don't want to watch. Honestly, what dog do you have? I have a Shih Tzu. If somebody can do the emo for me, that'd be great. Thank you, Red. And exception, thank you, those Lincoln. Or I should say artistic representation of he. Lincoln is a boy's name, sir. No worries, no worries. I suddenly feel really nauseous. This is annoying. I'm gonna keep streaming. But if I disappear at any point, I just know I'll be okay. Exactly, Red, exactly. Thank you, thank you. I've actually got anti-nausea tablets here. Let's take one of those, that makes sense. You said anti-nausea, reminded me of antiemetics for a reason. Thank you, Mrs. Biffle Chips, for that reminder. Oh, they taste horrible, but why can't they be film coated? I get, as you know who's been watching the stream long term, I get nausea a lot. It's a side effect of just being on so many medications, which is why I've got antiemetics. But I forget, because my nausea isn't usually bad, I don't take them very often, the antiemetics. So I completely forget I've got them. Like this batch of antiemetics I got in December, they're in date for like 4 years. It's fine. Um, but I get like a box a year or something, and they last. So yeah, they're these little tiny tablets. It's amazing, really. It's like take this tiny tablet and boom, you're not not nauseous anymore within like 15 minutes most of the time. The hard part is if you wait too long to take them and you end up throwing up the antiemetic, you can't take another one. So you've got to like get in early with them. You got a pack of chewable gravel. Let's try that. Also, this is so bad. I don't know what that is. Give me a second to Google. Search Google. So it's a related medication to what I took. See, we don't have any over-the-counter nausea medications. We do have a similar medication, promethazine, which is an old-style antihistamine that has sedative effects, and it's sometimes used for nausea, but not very often. We'd rather use something like cyclozine from a doctor. Cyclozine was invented as an antihistamine. It's a terrible antihistamine. It is a truly terrible antihistamine that is amazingly good for nausea. It's commonly used in cancer patients. Yes, I will chew on a piece of gravel from my driveway, and then I won't be nauseous anymore. I can't explain the taste of cyclozine other than it's bad, you know? It's like very, I don't know, bitter maybe is a good decision. You want to see your doctors tomorrow? I hope everything goes well, Steph. I've got sunlight on me. One moment. There we go. I know, right? Hopefully all goes well, Steph. Feel free to keep me updated. Thank you, Steph. Thank you. One more, I guess. Sorry, I just reading something. Oh, I'm gonna say I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with the tennis machine. Nice, Red, nice. I hope they weren't crap. Terrible. Terrible. Okay, we're doing okay. We got happy hour for another 20 minutes, so we're gonna at least do that. And then we'll see how we're feeling. But I'd like to do more. I yeah, I can do that later. That's fine. Sorry, I just remembered something, but it's fine. Let's let's just I'm 100% sure it's going to be late. Yep. So I was in chat again about eggs was what? I need a context, Red. You put a gift container fridge that was chock full of eggs. I see. The American washed eggs. By the way, guys, you will all be happy to know that I bought eggs this week, and they are not white. They are back to my usual brown eggs. It was so weird seeing just all those white eggs. I know that to Americans that's like what, because Americans usually have white eggs, but white eggs are weird, right? What? I've made, I will admit, I've made scrambled eggs in the microwave before. They're not good, but like you need very quick protein. You picked white eggs up instead of picking up brown. We don't really get a choice here in Britain. You know, you just buy eggs and they are whatever colour they are. There's no difference to the eggs, they're just different shell. I'm shaking my head, Red. What the hell? Me? I. When was this? I do not remember ever being in a group with eggs. Oh, I do remember, but I cannot I cannot make out any of the text or anything in that screenshot, Red. But I remember it now. Yeah, I did zoom in. I sent you the. You have to remember, there's lots of compression on Discord images. Well, yeah, but I'm not going to download it, am I? Back in the hall. No, I remember it now, Red. I remember the conversation now. I thought you meant recently, that's why I was confused. Sent that message. Awesome. We're doing okay. No worries, Steph. No worries. Take your time. Ugh. 10 more minutes of happy hour. click all the things. I don't know, guys. You know, I'm slowly getting back into streaming. Paying is proving to be quite a challenge for streaming lately. Very long second of the stare. Recently learned that you have a lot of old photos on your hard drive. All mine are. I have a lot of old photos on Google Drive. Some of them were a point and shoot that was actually decent. It's just a video that was awful. That's good. Red, let me just screenshot this ad and send it to you. I'll send it to you as well, Mrs. Bifflechips. Got 171 gigabytes photos. Damn. I know, right? Greece introduces 6-day working week. We're going backwards, guys. We're going backwards. Introducing a 48-hour working week. Welcome back, Steph. Welcome back. We're just talking about Greece introducing a 6-day working week. Could you imagine working 6 days? Actually, Greece is very prosperous these days. I know it's insane to say so, but like, whilst the whilst the European Union's economy has been shrinking as a whole, Greece has been growing massively. It's quite impressive. Uh, well, I'm not sure about that, Red. I've not been following quite that closely. I cannot imagine any country had a growing economy during the COVID situation. You wouldn't like to work 6 days straight. I know, right? While other countries are thinking maybe we should have a 5 day working week, Greece is like, it should have a 4 day working week. Greece is like, 6 days, let's go. They are saying it in the name of economic growth. They want to continue their trend booking economic growth. Finish watching what I was watching. You don't know if you could deal with a 6 day work week. 48 hours a week of work, Mrs. Biffle Chips. I can't even cope with a job at all with my health, so I can cope with 6 days, you know? Uh, hour and a half, and I'm still feeling pretty good. This is good, guys. This is looking like we might get a decent live stream today. So the change in law in Greece says that your employer can demand you to work up to 48 hours spread across 6 days, and you can't say no. That's what the change in law is. The unions are not happy, obviously. The employees are not happy, obviously. Most of the businesses are not happy, surprisingly. Like, nobody's happy with this. Nobody's going, this is a really good. Their argument is a shrinking population means people have to do more work on average. And I'm like, to some degree, I understand that. If you want to grow an economy without growing the number of people, you either have to increase the value of the work or increase the amount of work done, right? Like, that makes sense. I get it. But I feel like you could more easily grow an economy through increasing um, increasing the number of people visiting, tourism and such. The police found a snake. Why? Why are the police finding snakes? I feel like the police should not be the. I don't know who would do it, though. What? Sony, Sony kills off Blu-ray and optical discs for consumer market. Business to business production to continue until unprofitable. So recordable Blu-ray discs are going out of production to be sold to the public. So in other words, they will keep making it for games and such. So like if you're producing software on a disc still for some reason, they'll keep doing that. But when it comes to recordable storage, they're not going to make them anymore. Why? Because it's not profitable. They don't make any money. It's no longer profitable to produce Blu-ray recordable discs for the consumer market in the way that it once was, due to competing options of SSDs and hard drives over the last 5 years. Uh, the limitation, the limitation of it being a maximum storage of 125 gigabytes per disk, means that consumers are preferring the convenience of cloud storage rather than disk. Sony, the only person who can legally make Blu-ray discs, or the only company, because they invented them, got patents on. So the only company in the world that makes Blu-ray discs is not making Blu-ray discs for the consumer market. Well, you might want to buy them sooner rather than later, Red. So Sony says we aim to continue our business at an appropriate scale in line with the market environment and to return the profitability of optical media through three measures: the gradual termination of development and production, the reduction of size of our workforce in the recordable optical media disc, the reduction of size of our personnel in the tape media business, and the transition to a single company side of that. But yeah, basically, recordable media disc dying. Um, Sony's getting out of the tape business completely, and they will continue to. Um, Sony will continue production of Blu-ray discs for corporate customers, such as game developers in the film industry, for the near future, but they'll be looking to end that production as soon as feasible due to low profitability. And not only are they ending recordable Blu-ray, but also ending the tape storage. Um, as well. You got Christmas World LTO tapes, but they can store several terabytes. Yeah, but if Sony's ending the production, there are other companies that make it. So, fun fact: Sony had the original patent on LTO tapes. The patents you meet about two customers. The patents are like EOL, I believe, so anyone can make LTO type tapes. Um, like I believe Sony, yeah, IBM, Fujifilm, yeah. Also HP makes as well on the small amount under I think the Cray branding, if I remember correctly. But Sony is saying tape storage is dying. They want to get out of the business earlier rather than keep taking losses. Is it HPE who does it? Yeah, I know. I'm aware, Red. That's why I said Cray, because Cray is a subset of HPE, which I know is a separate company. But I believe they, like, I don't know if it's branded like that, but I know it's developed by the Cray side of HPE. But Sony's getting out of the game, which is surprising. And they will be looking to get out of Blu-ray media for game developers and that as soon as possible, which is insane. I mean, it makes sense because there is nothing on the Blu-ray disc game anymore. You know, if your console is not connected to the internet and you put a brand new Blu-ray disc game into your console, it can't play. The game isn't on the disc anymore. There is some data on the disc that is useful for the game that they don't want to download. You know, certain things that will never change, but most of it's downloaded because 0 day patches have become a very common thing. Home media, well, they've said they want to get out of um, producing for film studios as soon as feasible. So if you by home media, if you mean Blu-ray movies, then they have said that they want to end that production as soon as it becomes unprofitable, which they expect to be in the very near future. So if by home media you mean movies and games, then that's going to be dying too. It will be very interesting if somebody buys the patent for Blu-ray and they spin up their own Blu-ray production in say China. But Sony did say they don't want to move production overseas. Currently, Blu-ray is produced completely in Japan, and they did say they are not looking to sell the intellectual property of Blu-ray. They have said they're not looking to do so. So, according to Sony, that's not something that will happen. China is working on their own discs that can store up to 100 terabytes on the same size as a compact disc, Blu-ray DVD. And they have working examples, but they cost a ridiculous amount of money per disc to produce at the moment because they are basically produced by hand. But if they can never get that up and running, 100 terabyte disc would be quite impressive. I just imagine somebody making a petabyte disc that is like the size of a laser disc. But yeah, very soon you won't be able to buy movies, at least not on disc. Maybe they'll come up with some other system like cards, like like Switch games or USB drives or something. I don't know, but it won't. It, it it'll probably be streaming. Okay, like it will probably be streaming, but maybe like some bands produce the music on SD cards. Some small movie producers may produce them on some kind of read-only storage media. And that's like solid state based, but probably not. I once I let me think about this. I do not own a device with a disk drive. Oh, kind of technically in the living room, I've got an Xbox One X, but I don't own it. It's my brother's. Imagine Memory Six coming back just for movies. I could see it happening, Brett. At least for like indie movies and such, like read-only USB drives, which do exist by the way. I can definitely see that happening. I'm not saying it will. I'm not saying I think it will definitely happen. I'm saying I can 100% see some smaller movie developer doing that. Developer, uh, movie studio. You know what I mean? But I don't think it'll be the norm. That would be a very interesting thing. Imagine getting a movie branded USB stick to play your movie from. I, I have no idea how DRM would be managed with such a system either. EU are planning to import duty on cheap goods, designed to combat Shein, however you say it in Temu. Rip my buying cheap crap off AliExpress. Okay, sorry, I'm just reading the game chat. We're doing okay. We maxed out on ice creams on most of our accounts. So. Hurricane Beryl leaves almost the whole island homeless as it churns towards Jamaica. That's not good at all. I guess then not getting a Blu-ray player was a good decision. I mean, it depends, right? If you would have got a Blu-ray player a decade ago, it would have been a great decision. Getting a Blu-ray player now, maybe not a great decision. You know, if you happen to have a console, so those modern consoles are Blu-ray players anyway. But I would not buy a standalone Blu-ray player. Interesting. Guys, ants have been seen to carry out life-saving amputations on other ants. What the hell? To cure infections. It's the first example of non-human animal carrying out life-saving amputations. The ants are able to diagnose, to some extent, the wounds and treat them accordingly to maximize the survival rate of the injured. That's kind of insane. Uh, Ants are doctors as well. Ants are incredible. Is it just you and me still in chat, Red? Although Mrs. Bitches is working, so she's probably busy on the phone or typing or something. Whatever people do at work. I'm here just listening, yeah, work. I guessed as much. Oh, they talk about politics and game chat. God, these guys arguing over politics. No British politics. I'm on a British world and it's an election tomorrow. Obviously, they're going to be talking about British politics. Hey, do I accidentally miss the elections, right? Guys, Sierra Leone has banned child marriage over sleeping. Read the polls are open till 11 p.m. Or is it 10 p.m.? One or the other. They're open for like 12 or more hours. Steph, are you still around? They saw you very quiet. You had to miss last week before here because you got the virus. But it was unclear if we were allowed to name on YouTube. Makes sense. You came down with it too late to organise other means of voting. Dreadful, I'm sorry to hear that. I have a severe dislike for people who don't vote, you know? I'm a strong believer that it should be a legal requirement to turn up at a polling station. You don't have to vote. I don't think it's fair to say you legally have to vote, but I think you should have to turn to a polling station and say, I'm here. You know, if you choose to vote by the whatever. But I feel like a lot of people don't vote because they just can't be asked going to the polling station. So if you say, don't go to the polling station, you get 100 quid fine. Whatever, I don't know. Nothing extreme, but enough to make people go, yeah, it's probably worth just going. And if you're already at the polling station, why wouldn't you vote anyway? I think Sweden has that law where by law you have to go to a polling station. One of the Nordic countries do. Well, have fun, Mr. Pickle Chick. Have fun. How do you think that if one chooses not to vote for whatever reason, they should complain if they'll get situated real life? Yeah, I agree with that as well, Red. You had to go because you had to reload Twitch. No worries, Steph. Welcome back. Welcome back. No worries, Red. Sorry, one moment, guys. I'm just doing this. Welcome back, Red. Welcome back. That's for Red. There we go. We can keep going. I see, Red. I see. That makes sense. Okay, then. I I don't know what you mean by that. You say so. Me and Steph talk a lot in private messages, and she always says, "Okay, then." And to me, it just seems a bit out of sort. I don't know. It's not something that I would say personally, so it's a bit weird to me, I guess. Not that it's a bad thing to say, Steph. Just to be clear, it's just not something in my vocabulary or my demeanor or whatever word you prefer. No, it's fine. You've not said anything wrong. It's just not something I say. I love watching people who just don't understand argue about climate change. If everyone had air conditioning, we could cool the world. Did somebody really just say that? Somebody in chat just said if everyone had AC, we could just cool the world. Talking about climate change. No, no, they're not. Honestly, I don't. Do you know how much air conditioning costs to run, Steph? All you gotta do is look at the average amount of power an American house uses versus a British house. Like I looked into getting air conditioning when I got a big payment, and I looked into the price of running it, and I'm just like, it's just ridiculous. Like we will all eventually have air conditioning anyway, because as we install more and more heat pumps, they are naturally air conditioners. They just work in reverse, and reversible air conditioners cost nothing extra, so everyone will end up with AC anyway. Uh, I hate people who are just completely people arguing a point that they're not informed on. Many houses catch fire because people forget to turn off the solar panel. What? What? Many houses catch fire because people forget to turn off the solar when the battery is fully charged. Well, most people don't have batteries, and when your battery is fully charged, you just give the power to the grid. I just don't even know. My brain hurts from reading that. Like that's another thing. I imagine that there are quite a small number of situations where a Powerwall type device has caught fire. Like batteries are not perfect, but it's very rare, and it's got nothing to do with turning solar panels on. Um, Steph, I stream every day, and you should message things like that in stream chat rather than privately, because I don't always check my messages. Oh, fun, red fun. He's having just blasting, drilling, and hammering noises. God, these guys. Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm gonna stop reading the chat. uh, 2.5 hours. I'm still feeling pretty good. I'm liking this, guys. I'm liking this. Fresh. clicking the things. Red, how's the weather today? It's fine. I was more asking if it's raining, but sure. You still want to go second because it rained not long ago. Ah, okay, okay. Ugh. I need the bathroom. Let's throw up the BRB screen. I'll be back in just a few minutes. Please stay tuned. All right, guys. Right, gotta find something new to watch now. What do we want to watch, guys? No. Nothing is looking particularly cool. Okay. Who's still around? Can we get a roll call in chat? Nice to see you, Red. Mrs. Pickle Chips. Not too bad. Steph is still here as well. Let's go, Steph. Yeah. I'm starting to get hungry, though. I am starting to get hungry. No, Red, I don't. Although I'm not sure what you mean by faction. Do you mean party or something else? Okay. Oh, that's fun, right? I can understand why. Got an itchy back. Steph, what are you up to other than watching me? Are you doing anything fun? Hi, Dean. I'll have fun. Have fun. I really think they should replace Joe Biden with Bernie Sanders, though. I'm not American, so it doesn't really bother me too much, but like, I really think we should be replacing Joe Biden with Bernie Sanders. Kind of crazy. I've never had an ice cream sandwich. I know Bernie's also very old, but he's much more cognitively available, should we say. Yeah, Bernie is significantly more cognitively and physically energetic. I love the guy. And the good thing about Bernie is he manages to get the young vote. You know, he manages to get people who like, I don't want to vote for these old people in America. Like a lot of people under the age of 30 are just these guys are so old, I don't want to vote for them. And then they watch Bernie, and even though Bernie Sanders is so old, they're like, I can vote for this guy. You know? And that's like massively important is, you know, mobilizing voter bases that traditionally don't vote is very important in America compared to over here. I don't know what it's like in yours. Yeah, he is older than Biden. He is old as shit. But he is significantly more, you know, energetic, and he's significantly more, you know, cognitively sound than Biden appears to be. But he is very old. I am getting so hungry. I'm going to end at 3 hours, guys, I think. Go and cook some garlic bread and have it with my leftover pasta. Because I can never make like one person's worth of pasta, you know. It's just impossible. There's like a there's like a law of nature against cooking one portion of pasta. Me at 2 a.m. I'll just cook a bit of pasta, and then I'd look at it and I'm like, this is gonna be dinner for today, tomorrow, lunch for tomorrow. I can't be bothered. Reddit sounds like hard work. I do understand the reference, by the way. Sorry, I'm just thinking about garlic bread now. Steph, do you like garlic bread? You're the only person who didn't comment. Do you like garlic, Steph? It's your favourite. I love garlic bread. Garlic bread is amazing. We only had it once, though. This is fine. Wait, garlic bread? We've only had garlic bread once? And what do you mean it's not easy to find? Garlic bread is every frozen food section, every fresh food section, every takeaway. Like garlic bread's very common here. I know you're not in Britain and thus it's different. Garlic is so easy to find, and even if not so easy to make. Like the easiest form of garlic bread is make some toast and put some garlic butter on it. There you go, garlic bread. Find cooking rice difficult. We're not talking about rice. We're talking about garlic bread. What? I'm I'm so confused right now, Red. Why are you talking about rice? What's rice got to do with garlic? No, I. Yeah, but garlic bread, you just buy it and put it in the oven for the amount of time it says on the packet, right? Like, what? I'm so confused. What language is this in? I'm watching the Great British Bake Off and they're making donuts. Nice. At least I've never bothered to look past the just go to the next shop. Okay. Load the latest videos. Let's see if there's something new. Fred, I'm just going to send you a picture of the title. Steph, it may be worth you noting that Red is not in Britain. In fact, I think you were the only British person in chat. Cannot say this on stream, Red, but I'm just going to send you a picture of it. I know, right, Red? You don't need to be sorry, Steph. I'm only letting you know because I imagine a lot of the shops in the Czech Republic or Czechia or whatever I'm going to call it these days are not like the same as the shops here, is all I'm saying. Don't you guys have Tesco as well? Although it might not be the same business way. Used to be a big Tesco in your region, but then it got taken over by Bilia. Don't know that one. Yeah, I've never heard of it. I'm watching that video I just sent you, Red. And the most YouTube friendly way of saying this, the baby's father removed himself from the earth with a gun. Is that what we've come to? Like, I understand that you don't want to be advertising these things are good things, but just say the fucking word, you know? And I know they can't because they'd lose monetization, and that means they don't get paid. I know why. It just annoys me that that is what we've come to as a society. Like, we can't just be open and honest about how mental health affects people. All right, guys, that's 3 hours. I am going to leave it there, mostly because I want to go and make food. But Steph, Mrs. Pickle Chips, Red, and everybody else, thank you for hanging out. Very much appreciated. Have a good day, night, morning, afternoon, or evening, whether you're watching this live as a VOD or on YouTube. Guys, look after yourselves. Stay safe.